Hi guys, how are you? It's hopefully when you're seeing this video, it'll be like Friday. I'm gonna post it early, but technically this isn't the video. This is the Friday video. And we're just gonna do a really quick review of figurative language. And so and when I say really quick, it's going to be like a crash course because we've done this in class before. Obviously, we aren't in class right now, so that we can't really do the doodle and do's, which is what we were starting when we last week before we went to remote. So I wanted to spend a few minutes talking to you a little bit about the review of the figurative language because I have a little activity that I guess it's not an activity. I have a small little homework assignment that I want you to do over the weekend, and I want you to bring it in on Monday. Okay? Bring it in on Monday, which would be like the 25th. Bring it in on Monday, the 25th. So you've got to listen to the review of our figurative language and then I'll tell you what my little homework assignment is that I have you do over the weekend. Okay. All right. So we're reviewing figurative language right now. In front of you in the screen, you see the doodle do's, and we're just going to kind of scroll through them real fast. Obviously, I'm not going to color them or anything like that, but we are going to talk a little bit about the doodle do's in the figurative language. So just to review, the definition of figurative language is a statement or a sentence that goes beyond the literal meaning of the words. We've talked about idioms, where they're idiotic sayings sometimes. We use the words beyond what they usually mean. So when I say it's raining cats and dogs, I don't literally mean that cats and dogs are falling from the sky. It's meant to be, like it says, it's meant to be interpreted in your head imaginatively. It's supposed to give you a sense of maybe a vision or an image in your head. So when I say it's raining cats and dogs, you can envision in your head that, it's raining really hard or, torrential downpours. So that's what figurative language is used for. It's a descriptive type of sentence, a type of reading and writing where we go beyond what the literal words mean. So that's what we're talking about. And again, we've talked about this in class too. So again, we've talked about writers, how they use these words to create pictures in our heads. And they use these words to give us a feeling in our minds, an idea, a lot of imagery in our heads. We're going to talk about a few of them today. We aren't going to hit on oxymoron. That's not one we typically do in 5th grade, but we will talk about these. These are all review. You guys have all heard of these before. We've talked about them in class before. So I'm going to scroll down. We're going to do simile first. Obviously, you don't need to be putting any examples or anything like that. Again, this is the doodle do that we would have typically done in class, and we aren't in class to do them. So we're going to, I wonder if I can make this bigger. Probably not. Oh, there it is. There, that works. I'm just going to put my face right here. That's funny. Okay, anyway, I'm not an example of a simile. Okay, so we're talking about similes. It's not working. This says similes up here, by the way. There you go. So remember, a simile is comparing two things using the words like or as. So just because a sentence may have the word like or as in it, that doesn't mean that it would be an automatic simile because you see like or as. What you have to think about is you have to have two objects being compared using those words. All right. So again, just because you see like or as in a sentence, that doesn't mean it's automatically a simile. It has to be comparing of two different objects. So like, for example, some of the examples they gave us would be happy as a clown. So you're comparing, maybe you're saying you're as happy as a clown. So you're comparing yourself being happy to a clown. And you can see that we're using as. So that would be an example of a simile. They're like two peas in a pod. That could also be an idiom as well. But again, some can be double, some can be a simile and an idiom at the same time, as this example would be. Again, you're comparing two people, two individuals, being like a pea in a pod, peas in a pod. So again, we're not actually saying that they're peas in a pod, which is kind of where the idiom comes into play. But again, you also have the word like there. So you're comparing and you have like or as. So you've got a simile right there. The dog is as cute as well, let's say you are as cute as a puppy. So you are being compared to being cute like a puppy. Puppies are typically cute. Most puppies are cute. I don't know any other puppy that's not cute. So again, you're comparing yourself to a puppy and you're using the word as. So that would be a simile. On the opposite end of it, you've got your metaphors. Metaphors do basically the same thing. They're comparing two things, but they're kind of stating that one thing is another. So they're saying that this person is this. They don't use the words like or as. Okay. So for example, a metaphor would be he is a lobster. Maybe you're out in the sun too long and he becomes a lobster. Maybe he just got beet red, didn't put on his sunscreen. So again, it's comparing him to a lobster, but it doesn't use like or as. It's basically stating that this person is something else because of whatever the situation. Her heart was gold. That would be another example where you are stating that there's one thing is another, not using like or as. So you're saying her heart. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I am. Give me 1 second. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. I can't make up. There's no pause button on this thing anymore. It just disappeared. No, you're fine. I don't know where the pause button went. Sorry, guys. It's all right. It's fine. I have no idea. I wrote it on my plans and a question mark. Yeah. I'll be over there in just a minute. I'm just finishing up this review real fast. No, you're fine. Okay, so I can't find the pause button, so sorry. Her heart was gold, so you're comparing her heart to gold. And then the other one for a metaphor would be sadness is a black hole. I'm covering up the black hole. You guys know what black holes are because we just did those in astronomy or science class, not astronomy. And so you're talking about sadness as a black hole. So if someone's sad, sometimes they feel like maybe they're in a black hole. You're comparing sadness and black hole. So that would be your metaphor, okay? Alliteration. These were your tongue twisters. I think a lot of you guys remembered these from, you guys were having a really good time with these in class. This is where we have that repetition of that first sound in several different words in your sentence. So it was kind of like a tongue twister. A few of the examples they gave us for alliteration were we wander through the wild woods in search of wonder. So again, you've got we wander woods wild wonder. You've got the same w sound in a majority of the words. So that would be an example of alliteration. So you kind of think of like a tongue twister for that. Sarah was a silly seal on Saturday. And a lot of you guys were creating those the last time we had a remote learning week and we were writing them down on the screen. And some of you were doing really good with those. So again, you've got this sound, Sarah saw silly seal Saturday. So again, same repetition of the same sound and it's in the majority of the words. It doesn't have to be in all the words, but it's in majority. That would be your alliteration. And you guys did examples the last time. Hyperbole, not hyperbole. Hyperbole is an outrageous exaggeration that emphasizes a point. Some of you are really good with hyperboles. Yeah, some of you are really good with extreme exaggerations. Hyperboles can even be ridiculous. They can even be really funny. So you've got to make sure that you think about that when you think of hyperboles. They're actually some of my favorites. Some examples of hyperboles would be like our teacher gave us 2 years of homework tonight. Hopefully you won't say that tonight when I ask you to do this one little simple thing for me tonight. I don't think it'll be worth 2 years of homework. But again, that is an extreme exaggeration unless a parent or a teacher actually does give you 2 years worth of homework, which is a lot of homework. Your car is so old, there are hieroglyphs inside. If you don't know what hieroglyphs are from social studies, those would be like the ancient communication, ancient words on carvings or rock formations. And so that basically is an exaggeration saying that your car is a dinosaur, which is another exaggeration. So again, extreme exaggeration. And so then you could even like think of some or examples. Your locker is so messy. What would be an exaggeration? Your locker is so messy. Your locker is so messy that I don't know. I can't think of one on the top of my head. Maybe you can think of one. My locker is so messy. Think of it in your top. Maybe pause this and think about your locker is so messy. Or your room, your bedroom is so messy. A tornado went through it. Maybe. Your locker is so messy that a tornado wouldn't go through it. I mean, again, it's an exaggeration. So it's going to be silly. It's going to be funny. Those are hyperboles. Personification, that's where you give human characteristics to inanimate objects, animals, or ideas. We talked about inanimate objects being stationary. So like the wind waves goodbye, the wind waving goodbye, wind doesn't wave goodbye. That's a human characteristic, but we have given an inanimate object a characteristic, waving. Opportunity knocked at the door. Opportunity is an idea, and it doesn't do anything human characteristically. But when you say opportunity knocked at the door, that is being personified. So you've been given, you gave opportunity a human characteristic. So you could also say the stars danced in the sky. And again, the stars don't dance, but sometimes when they're twinkling, they look like they're dancing. So you can say that as well. So again, personifications where you give human characteristics. Onomatopoeia, one of our favorites. This is where you use, it's the use of words that sound like their meaning or words that mimic sounds. So, you know, boom, slap, tweet, bring, room. My lights went out. Those are all like onomatopoeia sounds. Bzz, woof, meow, moo, all of those different sounds. They mimic other sounds. The loud boom of the fireworks scared the dog. Boom would be your onomatopoeia. The birds tweet outside their window. Tweet would be your onomatopoeia. So onomatopoeia would be the sounds of words. Sounds of words. And you see a lot of those onomatopoeias in like your comic books and things like that. Slap, pow, bang, boom. Those are all onomatopoeias. Idiom. Last time we talked about idiom, I told you that idioms are kind of like idiotic sayings. It's a phrase where it's not meant to be taken literal. It has like a hidden meaning behind it. Cats and dogs would be an example of an idiom. Let the cat out of the bag. It has nothing to do with the cat being in a bag. There is no cat in a bag. But it means that maybe you told a secret that you weren't supposed to tell, or the secret came out. Go out on a limb. That doesn't mean you're climbing a tree and you're walking out on a limb. That means that you're going out on a limb. You're making a guess. You're going out on a limb. You're making an educated guess about something, or you're going to do something that might have consequence to it. So those are examples of idioms. They only gave you a couple examples of, there's the cat in the bag. So other examples would be he's all ears. Those would be an example. Obviously, he's not covered in ears, but it means that he's listening intently. So that would be an example of an idiom as well. She has a green thumb. Doesn't mean that she has a green thumb. Her thumb is not green. I do not have a green thumb, but it means that maybe she's really good at planting. She's really good at nursing flowers and, making flowers grow and having a green thumb. Her thumb isn't green whatsoever. Again, it's an idiom, an idiotic kind of phrase. There's a meaning behind it. We're not doing oxymoron. So those are our really super, super quick figurative language review. So here is what I want you to do. And if you need to see it again, I know I might have talked fast and I apologize. I didn't want this video to be an hour long or anything like that. So here's what I would like you to do. And I'm going to go ahead and like make this bigger so you're listening to me and paying attention. Oh, I can't make it any bigger. So I'm going to stare right at your face. Okay. So we've reviewed the figurative language. So now what I want you to do is over the weekend, hopefully you've got all of your other stuff done in your calendar. Over the weekend, this should be super simple. Don't make it super hard. I want you to find, you listening? I want you to find a copy or even write it on a piece of paper, a copy, you can print it out or you can write it, of your favorite song. Favorite song on the radio, favorite song you like to listen to. It can be anything you want as long as it is school appropriate. Okay. Try to stay away from any bad words. Try to stay away from anything that might be questionable in the lyrics. But I want you to pick your favorite song that is school appropriate. And I want you to bring it in tomorrow, or well, Monday, I guess, on the 25th. I want you to bring in a copy. You can print it out on the computer if you want to, or you can just jot it down on a piece of paper and bring it in on Monday, because we're going to do something with our favorite songs. We're going to do something with them. Obviously, it's going to have to do with figurative language, but I want you to bring in a copy of your favorite song. School appropriate. School appropriate. If you question if it's school appropriate, maybe pick a different song. Okay? Maybe pick a different song if you question if it's school appropriate. But I want you to pick your favorite song and print it out with the lyrics or write the lyrics down. Okay? That's your assignment for the weekend. That's all you have to do. That shouldn't take you 2 years. I think you'll be okay with that. So hopefully we will see you guys all on Monday on the 25th. And enjoy your weekends, guys. Miss you. See you later.